talk a little bit about how to win. When it comes to where to play, we say you can be pretty categorical. You can think about geographies and customers and channels and product segments. But when it comes to how to win, it's a little bit more complicated. It's how to win given your specific where to play choice. And so you're really thinking about ways of thinking of competitive advantage, ways of creating competitive advantage. And that can feel a little daunting to people. How do you think about it?
Well, I think that the most important thing to have in mind as you're considering how to win is that there are really two fundamental ways to win, and they're very different. One is low cost, and the other is differentiation.
So let's start with low cost, because in my experience, people get a little confused there. They can often equate low cost with having low prices. You think that's not the case?
Yeah, that would be a sort of an incomplete understanding of it. Often cost leaders do use price as a tool, but the key is lower costs. So what a cost leader does, like a Southwest Airlines, they configure all their activities. They fly point to point rather than hub and spoke. They have the same kind of aircraft, one kind of aircraft to simplify things. They don't use travel agents. They configure all of their activities to produce a distinctly lower cost position than their competitors. Now, that'll enable them to charge something similar to the competitors and make lots more money. Or they can use some of that advantage to take prices down and still make as much or more money as their competitors and be more able to increase market share, take market share, which of course is what Southwest has done, grown from tiny to large by always being able to use their cost advantage to undercut in price the competitors.
The other generic way of thinking about competitive advantage is differentiation. And again, the language can be a little confusing for people because it sounds like all that means is being unique in some way.
Yeah. No, I think that's right. If people say differentiation equals difference. Yes, differentiators are different. They are unique, but it's a uniqueness of a certain sort. And what a differentiator does is focus on serving some need or set of needs that customers feel or have or express in such a way that those customers say, I'd be delighted to pay more for this than the competitive offerings that just aren't really the same. They'll make distinctions to say, no, they may be in the same category, but this is special. And they'll reward that with a price premium. And Starbucks would be a classic differentiator. We used to think it was fine to pay $1 for a cup of coffee. Not anymore. You've got to pay $5 for a special cup of coffee in a special environment. And that would be a classic differentiator. Similar cost structure to the competitors, more value and higher prices. That results in higher profits.
And people will often say, so tell me, which one is better? Is it better to be the cost leader? Is it better to be the differentiator? How do you think about that?
I think that's not a useful question. Really, both are fabulous strategies. One isn't better than the other in all circumstances or for all companies. It's very contextual. For some companies in a certain position, they're better off trying to be a cost leader. For other companies in other positions, a differentiator. I don't favor one over the other. I don't think one is more sustainable than the other. It's simply a choice.